Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Dicey Dungeons. Let's continue. So, we're doing the Reunion levels, DLC. Next one is the Jester, which starts with different animations, but they don't really matter much. Jester, my old minion, how's it going? I'd like to remind you that you're contractually forbidden from asking me any questions. I'm gonna make it really difficult to have a zippy pre-dungeon QA. I don't work here anymore. That is absolutely not my problem. So you just want to sit here in silence. ... Okay, fine. That was technically a question. ... Oh, very well. Please accept my contractually required apology. That's what you call an apology? I think you'll find it fills the minimum criteria. And since you're so keen on me enforcing the minimum criterion, let's see how you do with only one dice. So there... Man, every time I start talking, I start coughing. So we're playing with one dice, but apparently inflict one shock, draw a card, to skip road, do that much damage, odd don't, and then Zlonks. So unless there's something different about my ability, I really don't see how you're gonna win in the long run here. You can probably grind out certainly this first fight, but yeah. What is draw 3? Ready in 8 HP, you draw 3 cards. There are 7 cards left. And right now we're at draw 2 per card. And the Y button does nothing. Just to be certain on that aspect. Interesting. I don't get that. Like, so you have only one dice you can play at a time, but you get a new dice each time. So what they're probably doing here is the idea of having a really, really large deck. And yes, a limit break here would, I guess, give you extra, like, it would give you just like extra abilities. Let's go ahead and do the draw 3 now. Do 2 damage and win. But you don't have the snap to burn through this, so... Everything needs to be around the idea of drawing the card after you activate it instead of re-rolling the dice. They've just kind of flipped everything on its head here. And that creates a situation like this where you're potentially in some pretty dire straits, because you can end up dying pretty easily. So we just got an extra card, but I don't know what that extra card was. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we got an extra card. We've got to upgrade something, so upgrading this would do 2 damage, inflict 1 shock, which is better. This would draw a card and gain 1 mana. Why would I want that? We don't have anything that synergizes. This would increase your max to 4. 1 mana returns a 6. So either you're going to choose this and gain 1 mana and only have 1 mana to return a 6. Or you're just going to look to do some lightning damage, and I think doing lightning damage makes more sense. Of course, the real problem with these extra levels is that they are still just their own extra levels. Now apparently I draw 3 per turn, so maybe there is a case here where this increases the number every time you level up, but at a certain level I would think that would not really do much for you. Like, yeah, if we get to the boss and we're drawing 7 or 8 cards, that's nice and all, but doesn't really do anything. This is also going to just take more time. Tactical boop, do 2 damage on 6, draw a card. That's not terrible. Sticky hands, unless he has different items. He has just trick or treat, which is a different item. Okay, well, start with that. Then do that. Then do that. And that's all we can do. And it backfired on him. 6 draws a card. 3 does that. Odd number gets you another card. Inflict 1 shock. And since this is odd, doing this won't do anything. But maybe it clears the field for the next turn? Yeah, because you start over with 3 cards each turn. Level 3 maximum health increased by 4. So let's see if we could upgrade another card. Like, sure, at a certain point there might be an argument around destroying cards. But I'm not sure I'm quite at that point where I would believe in that argument. It definitely doesn't just buy 100% maximum make it obvious that you're supposed to just get as many cards as possible. Do 6 there, do 3 there in the turn. Let's see, she's gonna turn into a wolf puppy. What were other options? Cactus potions, turn into a cactus, baby squid, wicker man, cowboy, and an empty bottle that does 1 damage. So, I guess the question here would come down to, are we possibly shocking in this also works differently than it does normal. Are we looking for a finale? Because if we are looking for a finale, we would have really needed to know that when we got that first destroy a card option. Flip a dice upside down, then draw a card. Sure, we'll take that. And then, what do we want? Equip Jasper's Pendant, which we have no idea what that is, or Jazra's Pendant. throwing axe I don't really like. Or equip the sunlight shield. Can only take one. Let's see. This would have to be upgraded before mana would make any sense at all. So, sunlight shield gives you +2 shield each turn. I think that works pretty nicely. And we'll move on. Of course, the problem we're going to run into is if we get that card and it costs 7, you're never going to get that done in the first turn. Yeah, and I just don't care about what anything is being said, what any character has to say, so I'm not really reading what it has to say. Heavy sword does a certain amount of damage, but it ends the turn now. I mean, it seems like that would be fine to have. As long as you didn't have 2 heavy swords. We didn't get an upgrade as far as drawing 4 per turn. So, I don't know what, if anything, upgrades that. Maybe that was the item we got, was something that increased the number of items we drew. Okay. So you do that. Then you do that. And we can just win here, so there's really no reason to use up our draw 3. And even if that hadn't ended the turn, we would have still succeeded. Let's see if we can upgrade this. Starts in your hand once per battle. It's probably your best bet as far as upgrading. Otherwise you're just trying to do skipping rope and yeah, an upgrade here for tactical boop so that it was on any even number would be nice. Yeah, you just have to upgrade too many things to do the mana move. Start with this. And that creates more value. Okay. So you flip this upside down, draw a card, do 2, and then what? See what you do here. If I put this in this, do I get another dice back? Well, I guess I do, so... Interesting. I guess that creates infinite redraws. Hey, there's even an extra card here, which I really wouldn't have expected that to happen. Sunlight shield is just an effect with the same icon. Let's do this. Do this. Do this. And that's as much as we can do. Just win. Then we have health to get back up to this point, which isn't the best health. We can buy another tactical bag, or you can add a sword to your hand each turn for 3. 3 and 2 would be purchasable. Tactical boop also purchasable. Otherwise it's just destroy a bunch of cards. Throwing axe and like 2 zonks. Do I want to destroy cards and just increase the chances of me getting heavy sword, though? I don't think so. So, I guess the question comes down to, do I want tactical boop or do I want bag of swords? Let's just do bag of swords since we already have that. And then 10 HP is, I think, worth spending too. First fight would be to go here. Okay. So you do that, then you do that again, then you do that again. Then this lets you draw another card, then this does 3. And we'll activate or draw 3. Do that. I guess you probably want to do this and flip this upside down. Do 7. It's probably the best bet. And random witch spells. Okay, do that. Do that. I was expecting that I would end up like drawing 4 at some point. So do that first. Next should be a rotten apple somewhere here. So the rotten apple is there, which means we can start by taking this. And we'll take that. And we'll go this way. Next. Do that. Do that. Do that. And do that. A curse. 2 or 3 curses. That could be a problem. Man. Well, that did not work well for me. Next will be just a bunch of shocks. Okay. So the question, I guess, is what happens if I activate draw 3 now? I guess maybe it is just all back like that. Do that. Flip that. Do that. Do that. And we can just win here and not take any more damage, so we should do that. Tactical boop and juggling pin seem fine. Take the health. We'll get a full heal after this rotten apple. One of the achievements in the main game, if you play as the thief and fight the rotten apple, would be that you could steal his normal equipment that cuts life in half. If you did that, then you would be in a pretty great position to do 40 damage. Man, game does not want to give me any low numbers. But that would only be one of about 5 achievements. So that still would be a lot. Short sword just does a maximum of 4 and does 2 damage. So the bag of swords isn't really that valuable in itself because it gives you the short sword. It is valuable because it lets you reroll dice over and over again. And really, there should have been a strategy like this from the beginning of the game, in the main game, because just really allowing a player to focus on that extra damage really would have helped. Let's go and draw 3 now. That. We're not really looking for anything anyway, so. Of course, the other problem I would say is if you ran into that issue where you are using the if you were playing the whole game and just dice rolling and dice rolling and dice rolling over and over again, it would just make the game that much longer. We already have that problem. Do I want multiple uses of absorb? No. Judgmental swords do 2 times this damage to hat wearers, or jarring jolt. 2 hat wearers only. The fact that that's even something that was programmed in is crazy. It adds a skipping rope to your hand each turn. If we traded that. Let's look at what a skipping rope would be. Odd. to draw a card. Yeah, I just don't think that's worth it. So let's buy the Judgmental Sword. As silly as it may sound. Guess this way we get an item and some health. Okay. Low number. Big number. Get rid of that. Do that. Roll that. Roll that again. And do that. I very possibly have played poorly here and set myself up so that each fight going forward has a very low chance of continuing a long chain. Let's see if that's a short sword. Then odds are just we're just gonna have to figure out whether or not any of those were a 6, or gamble to see if any of it was a 6. He's just gonna inflict a blind each turn. Okay. Draw a new card. Return a 6, so we know we have a 6 now. We shouldn't have used that at that point. He's just gonna move towards blinding more. And then transform into a bear. Which, the way the bear is animated here, looks very different in the front versus the back. Draw a new card. 50-50. There. That didn't work because he was a hat wearer, which I guess makes some trouble. So like 2 of those attacks just didn't work at all. Okay. Do this. I guess do this. Then flip this, so you can do this and win. Not quite yet, but 3's lonks. Dark Shadow, do that much damage on an even at a random status, sure. Take it. I think we probably need more health, so we'll go towards the cowboy. Start with that. No, probably doesn't hurt to just do that first. We'll do that. No, we should probably just do draw 3 at this point. If we could get a 5, which would be what this is, then we can do 10 damage because he's wearing a hat. Not a one-turn kill, but very possibly will work somewhat well. Of course, the cowboy is doing a different type of equipment, as they all are. 4 damage there. You technically get more going this way than you do the other way, as far as there being possibly a chance to buy 10 health. And I have no idea what the loud bird's actions are going to do. He's going to have some kind of a limit break. And caw caw caw. I have no idea what that is. Okay. Well, I somehow went very poorly on that. So doubles does caw caw caw, which when you use an equipment inflict weaken on yourself, reduce by 1 each time it's triggered. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Okay. Do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. Do that. The main thing here is I just want to keep kind of maintaining my health. And it will be questionable whether I should do draw 3 now. Let's see. Is this guy wearing a hat? No, but I guess we could see if the headphones count as a hat, which that would be weird. And we can re-roll because the 2 is not that high. Anyways, so effectively it is just a re-roll. I'm glad it didn't count the headphones as a hat because that would have been pretty crazy. Flip that. Do that. And just do that. And then that. We're not in the best position health-wise. So we'll buy the health. Are we ready that we would want to double our cards? If I'm going to copy a card, the only card I'd probably copy is Dark Shadow. So let's just go through this fight first. And just try and maximize our options. Okay. Doing that first doesn't do anything. That does. So he only has 1 poison crown, which is slightly different from Rat, but not by much. Really, it just has potentially like 8 uses of it poison. Yeah, so he just managed to do 8 poison to me in that one turn. Okay. Start with this, I guess. Do that. Then we'll take that and that. And that's gonna shock and lock two dice. So if he does this once, then he'd have to get a 5 or 6 to do it again. Of course, taking 9 damage is still like a crazy amount of damage. And what floor are we on? Are we on the 5th floor? I think we are. So using this draw 3 at the moment's probably not the best bet, but whatever. Flipping a 4 upside down to draw a card is really your only option. He is wearing a hat, so we can do that. Alright, so that's going to get us our max health and destroy a card. I guess the question is, if we upgrade this, would this work on anything? Yes, it would. Good, let's make a copy of that. And then let's see, what else do we have that we might want to purchase? Let's see, do 3 damage, snap 3 at once to gain Fury. Well, that wouldn't even work in this case. Buying HP is unnecessary. So I could upgrade a card, or I could destroy a card. Do 2 damage to bosses only. Actually, that works fairly nicely. I don't think we would really have a lot of opportunity to do anything else. Yeah, we're about to fight the boss. And then I guess the question that comes down to, do we want to do a certain amount of damage and 2 random statuses, or double damage to bosses only? I think we want double damage to bosses only. And it's just another boss. I definitely have a feeling we won't be fighting Lady Luck in this DLC. Alright, so do this, do this, do that, do that, do that, and that. Let's see. Doing 4 damage and weakening the enemy could be a problem. Let's see. That. And then I can't activate anything else. Yeah, there's still a lot of room for failure here. And I don't know if draw 3 in particular saves that. 6 damage here. It's not a problem. That. I should have re-rolled earlier. 6. That. Flip that. 10. Okay. So we're 20 to 28 at this point. I think we've got this. Although this still could go pretty badly. Having that extra shield certainly would be. Do 2 damage to floating things only. Do 5 damage now. Alright, well, let's just play that. Two random statuses. Can't do that. Can do 5. There you can see she had a really bad roll, so probably is going to save the day. 3 damage, draw a card. Let's draw another card. Draw another card. Inflict a shock. And we'll win. Well, I see you made it through eventually. ... It must have made you miss it just a little bit, seeing your old friends just one last time. ... None of us have missed you, of course. ... But you can spin the wheel once more if you feel like it, for old time's sake. I'm good, thanks. I actually have a wheel at home. I knew it. I knew there must have been something you liked here. So we don't even spin the wheel. And yeah, at 42 minutes in, it's not really worth it to jump into another reunion episode. And as far as like bonus episodes, like 5-6 elimination rounds, 4 bonus rounds, 5 bonus rounds. I guess it would be probably the inventor. Well, wait a minute. If the inventor has had 2 bonus rounds, then that tells me then probably the thief was the one that we didn't win with a bonus round. And that would be about like the easiest one. Yeah. If I'm gonna have any chance of doing all the bonus rounds. Even 3. Well, there's definitely a problem here where you're just jumping around and all the equipment and everything changes with the DLC a lot more than anything else. So, yeah. It would be really hard to get mentally locked into the strategy that you would need to win on some of these other episodes. And even if you were locked into that mental strategy, then you run into the problem of it being a nightmare scenario where you're playing multiple times through. Can't keep flash cannon, but we could do an unlucky roll now and do this. 4, 8, 10, 13, still not really enough to win, but can save ourselves some health for no good reason. Like, he would have to trigger plasma cannon twice to win, and if he did trigger plasma cannon twice, then he would win no matter what. Okay. So we replace that with that. Then you do an attack, and that's good enough. But yeah, had I not gotten somewhat lucky there, I would have lost on the first floor. One of your dice is blinded at the start of every turn. It's not going to be a big deal. Let's just go with something different. Shops can sell any item from the game. Interesting. So if we just opened up to a whole new strategy where I can just buy anything I want. Okay. If I were to do 2 damage here, and then turn this into a 3, I can do that and that, or I could have done spike. It actually wouldn't have mattered one way or the other. Of course, he's just about to do 12 damage to me. That is a lot of damage. I guess you probably want to do that at that point. And that. Reduce 1 armor for each attack. Take the food. I guess I don't want to be greedy, so I should probably take the food again, just in case I need it, but I guess probably doesn't matter anyways. Let's see. Do this. Do this. Do this. Should I perhaps do this just for some safety? And I guess the question is, am I going to keep the fire potion or have a different potion next turn? Okay, well, even and odd, all being the same, do an odd here, turn this into a 5, doing this, oh man, unlucky roll, do 1, 2, then do 5 and 1. Yep. I didn't realize Bear Maul was going to be what we had, so I could have had 2. So this is the second time we have done damage like this. Do I want to do 2 damage? I think I'm getting full health anyway, so I will just do this. Bear charge or 6 extra health. Let's take the 6 extra health and see what that does. Like, this definitely puts us in a different position and changes our whole setup. Bear smash to do 10 damage, then 6 damage, then 5 damage. Come in, come on, you look great, very hairy, very ravenous, it suits you, but I'm sorry, I don't think you have anything in your size today. Aw, man. I didn't think that through. So we have this whole rule that we won't even be able to check. Shops can sell you an item, any item from the game, which maybe means you still would only get 3 options, but the options would be from the entirety of any item in the game versus a more limited pool of items. But I won't be able to check it because now I have a bear feature. Yeah. 10% health on enemies. I would have preferred 2 poison in that case. Copycat copying your equipment isn't going to be great. Although I suppose if he rolls small, 8 and 8. Bear pack shred the dice into other smaller dice. Interesting. Kill. If we were to upgrade Bear Maul, it would do just extra damage. So I'm not sure I'm ready for that. I assume there would have been a trade offer or shop there, so it kind of makes it unnecessary to even fight that guy, other than to just try and get the health. Should we do a bear smash now? What would they do otherwise? Damage and health and poison. Sure. So my other item's not really useful here. Let's see. I'll do 8 and 8. Then you do that, and then you just have a bunch of small dice. And then unless we had some reusable item, we can't do anything with that. A bunch of thorns and 6 damage. Meanwhile, you do that, and then just do that. Yeah, and there's nothing here. Since Bear Pick, I guess, is a variation on Lockpick, since we have no other option, Bear Maul Plus is what we take. This idea of a just complete change of the rules and how things work should probably show up a little bit more often, if that was kind of always the case, that there was a chance, 50% of the time even, that you would turn into a bear or transform into another character and get completely different equipment, then you could double the chances of somebody winning. Of course, you could also make scenarios where it's not wise to transform. Okay, I don't want to go into the trade yet, but I don't know if the trade's going to do anything anyways. Like, it may very well just say you can't trade with you. There is that issue. Bear swipe only happens once, so it's better to do this and this, and then just do that. 9 damage. Oh, that is not a good position. Guess we'll get a full health at this point after this fight, so we just have to survive this one fight. Okay. 9 damage. Then that. Then that. If he starts freezing a whole bunch of things. Okay. That, and then that again. And then just doing 2 damage there. Okay. We got a little lucky on that. Would I want to upgrade any equipment? Or could I get 6 extra health? I don't even know if this is giving us extra health, but I'm just gonna take it anyways. I'm at 52, so that does kind of seem like I'm getting extra health. It seems like we would probably need to get 2 more extra health though, and if to get to 64, and that doesn't seem likely. Yep. And we can't trade. First turn, all of your equipment is shocked. Let's not go with that. Enemies start each fight with fury. Ooh. Well, that's not good either. Okay. That plus that here, so I could shred that. So I can at least do that. Bear smash for 10. So they chose the blind 8 dice. Which that isn't really that big of a problem. You just play dice in the hopes. Let's see. That they're big. We'll save some health there. Bear trap, lock 1 dice. I think that's better. max of 2 to lock 1 dice. I don't think either one of those is good offers, so probably will just upgrade our bear mold, but let's see if we can go forward and do these other 2 fights and see if we get any more equipment. Right. Do this. Then I guess shredding this in the hopes of getting a 3. Inevitably, somebody is going to have something, though, that is just going to do massive amounts of damage on the first Fury. Two plus 6 plus that, and then Bear Smash. Then we'll run back this way and take that health. And take that health. We'll take on the Singer next. So 3, then 5, then 4. I'm not really using the bear pick, so I probably should have the bear trap as an item equipped instead. Yeah. 10 damage here. Or you do 9 damage here. Do this 6. Do 1 extra damage there. And then do 3 damage there. If only I could throw dice. And we'll just win here. It doesn't seem like any of the minions are particularly programmed to skip turns towards multiple turn strategies. So, like, I probably would have lost had she just put everything in the first turn into that 12 damage. And then I assume you keep the Fury across turns. Do this, and this, and this, and Bear Smash, and then the turn. 18 damage. Locking dice. Do that. Do that, and do that, and then we keep the Bear Smash for the boss fight. Full health. But notice we are at 56, so we would have had to have been prompted for 1 more health upgrade. And we didn't get that. And then it's just going to come down to shredding to get a 3 versus a bear trap, and I'll switch to the bear trap. Still definitely feels like there's room for failure, but not a ton of room for failure. And still just don't care what these people have to say. Now, did I really win as the thief this time? Not really. Do that. Do that. Do that. And that. Yeah. If she did a 6 here, that would be 24 damage. And still wouldn't really hurt me that much. Like, I think I could win next turn. 2 damage and curse may be the worst thing, because inevitably that means I had a lot of opportunity there for the attacks to not work at all. I think I'm doing the lock, but the lock isn't counting. Well, we can now bear smash for 10, so let's do it and win. So there's another achievement for 4 hard mode successes. And we're still seeing the wheel spinning. I saw somewhere on the Steam forum that they said this goes away after, like, the first time you do it, but I guess it's the first time each episode, not after you beat Lady Luck or just the first time you've done each level. Shall we spin the wheel just for once for old time's sake? It is so annoying, though, that you just don't get that success. So there we had a legitimate success here, and we've unlocked AOFE. Favorite food I will eat only when all my enemies lie defeated before me. Hobbies winning. Favorite book, my list of people to take vengeance upon. Karaoke go-to. Bad blood. Reasons for entering the dungeons. Wanted a chance to wreak vengeance on all who had wronged me. So, yes. Now it's basically the witch on hard mode in the bonus round, and the jester in hard mode in the bonus round. Still really would need to get fairly lucky for these other challenges that are just not really likely to happen. Particularly this challenge doesn't even have a strategy on the guide I was looking at. It's just assumed that you would do it at some point. And yes, at some point, if you just forever played the game, you would get this done, but not always, certainly. And I'm still, if I was going to try and get the achievements, I still would need to do the elimination mode for the witch and the jester, and I just don't think I would ever bother to do that. There seems to be no achievement whatsoever around defeating Lady Luck with each of the main characters, which I definitely would have added a roguelite element where you would have unlocked something special, or at least unlocked an upgrade for each of the characters when they defeated Lady Luck. Even if it was just increasing health on all the characters. That way, if you would have a second path towards unlocking the Lady Luck battle, defeating Lady Luck with, say, the witch, then starting the elimination round with the witch and having extra health, and then making the game a little bit easier. Remember, we're also still just playing in relaxed mode, and there really needs to be a relaxed mode, but in some scenarios it wouldn't matter if I had 4 times the amount of health, because I still wouldn't likely get some of the other achievements. Health being doubled, I guess, again, would probably get me through the elimination rounds. Anyways, there's no guarantee here that I'm going to actually get the elimination rounds or the bonus rounds done. But if we, in the next 4 episodes, in covering the Reunion DLC, have extra time, I'll go back and try them. It still leaves me in a pretty bad position. Right now I have 11 achievements that I would need to unlock, and I just don't have a lot of hope that I would get those unlocked to try and get all the achievements in the game. For instance, hard mode round 4 that we just unlocked has only been done by, I think it says 2.8% of players on Steam. So we are less than 3% as far as just how many people put that much time into the game. Most people rage quit, I imagine, much earlier than this, and that's just bad stats. Now, on average, you would expect about 30% of the people to make it to the end credits. So the defeat Lady Luck should have been somewhere around 30%. That's about average for a game. It's still a pathetically low percentage, certainly. But only 6% did it in this game. So you're saying that this game is basically 5 times too hard, or roughly guessing that, or more easier, I guess the math would be to say 24% more hard, more difficult than it should be as far as the player base is concerned. Yeah, that would make some sense. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.